All right, everyone. Hi, sorry for being a bit late. We had some technical difficulties, but today we have a very exciting topic, and that is FAssets. And specifically, we will talk how we can unlock XRP for DeFi and how we can build with FAssets. And in this session, we will look into minting uh, minting, especially in code sample. But we will briefly talk what is FAssets, what we can build with it, and yeah, so that will be this session. And at the end there will be Q&A, so please stay for the QR code. At the end there will be a QR code where you can fill the questionnaire and get a nice merge at the end, but that will be at the end, so stay tuned. And today's agenda is this one. So we will look what are FAssets. We will talk about that, how it works from briefly. We will talk about this one, not very depth, but we will give information where you can find information for more reading. There will be live code demo, so we'll check minting, which means transferring XRP to FAssets to FXRP. So we will go check out the code. Then short summary, and then if you have any questions, then we will answer. I will answer those. So let's start. What are FAssets? So I was thinking how to put it simply, and I came up that FAssets is synthetic ERC20 token. So that is the standard what we are familiar all, and it represents non-smart contract tokens. And especially in this example, we will talk about XRP, and it resides on Flare network. So basically, XRP it's a non-smart contract token on XRP Ledger network, and with a FAsset system, you can get representation in ERC20 token, which you can work with, and that is widely known standard for every developer on blockchain and Web3. But then there's question like why FAssets, and because XRP is already there and there is some programmability with it, but thing is that XRP as it stands, like in its simplest way, you cannot use in smart contracts or DeFi. So that is huge limitation for this vast asset class, which is basically just sitting and waiting. Yeah, of course, it's nice if it grows in value, but that's it. You cannot unlock the huge possibilities to use in DeFi and programmability. And it's not only on Flare. Flare also can be intermediaries. You can use on other EVM chains if you like. But that's the main thing that why FAssets, that is for non-smart contract tokens, in this case XRP, can be used in DeFi. And how it works, we will just check out this diagram, and today we'll talk more about minting from code perspective, but we will touch all the meaningful parts of the system. So first, there is underlying network. In this case, in this diagram, it's Bitcoin, but that can be XRP. And on underlying network, there is a minter, which is a user who wants to mint XRP or Bitcoin into a ERC20 token. So they go to FAsset system and they initiate minting. So they can select either select the agent or who will mint these tokens, these assets for you yourself, or you can trust the system with the lowest fee. Then the in the system, you get the representation of token, in this case, Bitcoin, and that is FBTC or FXRP. So that is FAssets and then the token name. So, and then you can go to all the DeFi apps, DEXs, lending, borrowing protocols, whatever it is, or some betting, speculation, whatever, like the options are endless in DeFi for any type of user. And once you want to go back to original asset, in this case Bitcoin, you have a redemption ticket. So basically, when you mint FAssets, when you get the FBTC, you have the ticket that you at any point you can go back to original asset. And then you say, I want to redeem that amount and back to BTC. You tell the system will assign these redemption tickets, which means these assets to agent, and the agent will transfer back your original asset. The thing is that not specifically the same agent who will do this minting transaction will do the redemption transaction, because that is ordered in queue, these redemption tickets. But from high level, as from user standpoint, you have XRP or Bitcoin you want to mint or you want to use in DeFi, you get the ERC20 representation of your assets. At any given time, you can redeem back, you burn these tokens of Flare network, and you get the original asset, which is BTC, XRP, or whatever. So that is the FAssets, how it works. And if you have any questions, please ask, and we will answer those questions at the end. The next one, I want to talk about our key roles in FAssets system. So firstly, there is agent. So agent is so agents lock collateral. So the FAssets is over collateralized bridge. So they lock collateral in stablecoin and in native token, which is FLR on Flare network. So basically, it means that they have locked collateral, so they cannot, just take your funds and run away. So that is the concept why this collateral is needed. Then there is user part, which is kind of other side of agent, and they perform minting, redeeming, what we checked previously in the diagram, and also they can provide collateral. And by providing collateral, they can give this to agent in native token, and they can earn fees from minting and redemption what agent is performing. So it's basically free market. You can check which agent is more appealing or which agent gives more fee, because that fee is known to you when you provide collateral assets to the agent, or you see, okay, this one is I like them, so it's basically up to you. And that is very nice. Also getting some income by providing FLR tokens, native tokens to agent. And then there is liquidator. And liquidator basically is very key role in FAssets system. So what they do is when something bad happens with agent, either agent makes illegal payment, or they don't do something what it's needed. So what they can do is then agent is put in liquidation process, and they can burn the FAssets in exchange for collateral. And that means that this agent is being liquidated, but a liquidator is taking care that everything in the system is stable. So liquidators are very key role in the system. But the key point is that they need to hold FAssets so they can kind of take the agent's space in this, and they stabilize the system so it's works as intended. Sorry. And then there are challengers. So challengers, those are, I would say, it's police, and they monitor agents if something is not illegal. And everything in FAsset system basically works that every transaction needs to be verified or needs to be checked. So challengers see if all the transactions what agents are doing are correct. They see that okay, this transfer to the user is correct address. If they do, agents can do some actions to move funds, basically stabilize their collateral levels. They check also that. They check all the transactions if the agents are not trying to steal the funds, so they can put agent in liquidation, and then the liquidators can come do their job. But challengers are challenging every transaction what agent is doing. So these are the very key roles in FAsset system. Otherwise, it would fall apart. And there are many smart contracts in FAsset system, but we will talk about two main ones. So first one is asset manager. So asset manager is actually proxy contract in diamond pattern, which takes care of minting, redeeming, and all other things like getting settings and so forth. But for this session, we will focus only on these main things from user perspective. And also you can use asset manager to get agents, list redemptions, and so forth. So it's a quite big interface. It's iAsset Manager, so that's the name of the interface in our smart contracts suite. But behind the scenes, it's split in smaller chunks. That's why it's using diamond pattern. But I will not focus on diamond pattern in this session. And second contract, what I want to talk about, it's not in particular order, is FAsset, and that is ERC token contract, which is representation of XRP. So that is FXRP, Bitcoin, FBTC, Doge, FDoge. So that is ERC20 standard token that you can program on top of it. You can exchange these assets on dexes. You can swap it, whatever it is. Any DeFi app can basically interact with this token contract. And right now, let's go to our live demo, and we will look at minting live demo. It's very fresh material. We published that basically a week ago, and this presentation will be shared later. So there is a link where you can check more in depth, but I will go step by step over the code. So let's open VS Code. So I have VS Code here, and all of this code is in our Flare Hardhat starter kit. And I will make it a bit bigger. And there are multiple steps what we need to go over when we are minting FAssets. So that is reserving collateral. So we're reserving collateral from agent. Then we are sending XRP payment. So that is payment on underlying network. So we're sending underlying network assets to agent so that they can take these assets and breach those and represent on Flare network. Then we need to verify that. For that, we're using FDC. which I will not focus in this session because we have talked that before. My colleagues have explained FDC before from different angles, but we will use payment type. So we will check if that payment has happened on XRP. So I will not go over in depth that much. And the final one is execute minting. So for that, we need to execute the minting. We have the proof that payment on XRP has happened. And then we can go back to the FAssets system and tell, hey, the payment has made. Please give me my XRP representation, which is FXRP on Flare chain. So let's go step by step over all of those. And again, I want to remind that all of these code samples are available on Flare Hardhat Starter Kit. So in this script, I want to highlight a couple of things. First one is find the best agent. Essentially, what we're doing are getting first 100 agents, and then we're filtering by free available lots. And in FAssets, the thing is that we are working in lots. So that means that it's not variable amount. So you need to have specific chunk that you can mint. So that makes life a bit easier, both for agents, both for users as well. And so then we see which agents have available lots. In this case, we will mint just one lot. And then it's sorted by lowest fee. And we're randomly getting the agent who has the lowest fee, if there are multiple ones. So that is how we are getting the kind of random agent by lowest fee. But again, like I explained, you can select agent yourself and you can specify that agent manually. And then we have helper function that we are parsing a reserved collateral event. That is very important because we need to get information of this reservation. There will be a collateral reservation ID, and very important, where we need to send XRP on XRP ledger network to execute the minting. And in main function, we're putting it all together. We're interacting with asset manager, which in this case, we're using iAsset Manager interface. And so we're getting the agent info, and then we're getting collateral reservation fee. And in the end, we're reserving collateral. So let's try to run this script. And in the end, we're just printing out the parsed collateral reservation event. In all of the code samples in Flare Hardhat Starter Kit, we have this nice copy pastable command, and we can copy paste this in our command line. So let's run this. And here we can see that we need to pay 10.025 XRP. And this is the event that we need to parse. That is very, very important. So we have collateral reservation ID. So that is this one. And that will be handy, very handy later in other scripts. Then we have the payment address where we need to pay this amount. Then we have payment reference, and that is very important because that holds collateral reservation ID in hex format. So that is very, very important to specify that. Otherwise, the FAssets system cannot identify that this payment on XRP ledger is for this minting, for this collateral reservation. So and the second one is we need to pay this 10.025 XRP to this address. So we have the script here, and that is already included in Flare Hardhat Starter Kit. The thing is that you need to install XRPL library. That is not included in this package. So let's copy paste the payment address. So we need to pay, so that is the agent address on underlying chain. So that chain amount, that is correct. And then payment reference. So payment reference, and be mindful, it's very important that you strip away this 0x in the beginning in this script. So that should be correct. Let's copy paste again this command. We have for all the scripts this copy paste command, so it's much easier. So let's see. And as we can see, transaction result was success. So that is for on test XRP network. We can see here the URL where you can see the transaction and transaction hash. But what we need to do now is we need to use Flare data connector. So for short, it is Flare FDC. And using this FDC, Flare data connector, we can verify that this payment has happened on XRP network. And with this verification proof, which is a Merkle proof, Merkle tree standard, we can send back to the FAsset system and say, hey, we have made a payment. Please, I want my representation on XRP. On Flare, my XRP. So next we will head to payment script, which is included in FDC example directory. And about this one, you need to refer on previous webinars where my colleague has explained about FDC more extensively. But for that, we need transaction ID, and that is transaction hash on XRP. This one you can leave as it is. And here, important is that we need to check if payment on test XRP network has happened. So basically, we need to provide only transaction ID in this example. And all of this is explained more thoroughly in the guide. So don't worry if you don't get everything in this webinar. And also you can check the guide, you can watch this webinar again. So let's copy this command. As always, we have command on top of the file. And here we need to wait a bit, which is 90 seconds. And that means that these attestations are in rounds, and each round is roughly 90 seconds. And here, very important is that we need the round ID, and that will be very important in execute minting part. Again, about Flare data connector, I will not explain that thoroughly, but what it does is that there are a bunch of validators that go and see if this information is correct. So basically what we wanted from Flare data connector to ask, go and check that this transaction on XRP network has happened. And Flare data connector will give us answer in trustless way that yes, this payment has happened, and that is very important for FAsset system to link this payment on underlying network. Otherwise, it would be very tricky to see such kind of information. But we can start filling actually execute minting script while we wait for the round to finalize. So here the important is collateral reservation ID and target round ID. Target round ID we just copied, so that is FDC round ID. And here is collateral reservation ID. As I explained, so that will be very important. And let's scroll a bit here in terminal. So here we have collateral reservation ID, and that comes from the collateral reservation event. And we need it, fill it here. And also we need transaction ID. So by transaction ID, I mean what has happened on XRP. So we need to package this transaction once again. So let's go to payment script. We had it here, and we can copy here. And while we wait for everything to finalize, we can go over this script. So what it does is that it prepares the FDC request, Flare data connector request. It basically packages the request once again for XRP network that this transaction has happened. So it packages this request, then it gets the proof. So that proof is in Merkle tree format, and this is how the FDC works. It packages all the requests in Merkle. So all the voting rounds are in each one has Merkle tree. So we can easily ask Flare data connector if this was true or not. Then we're also parsing a couple of events. In this case, we're parsing redemption ticket created. So remember when we talked about minting? So once you mint, you get redemption tickets. So this is very crucial to get information. What is the ticket ID? You can get one or multiple tickets like this. And then is minting executed. Also very important event, so we can observe that everything is fine. And then in the main function, which we're calling, we're packaging it together. So we're getting the Merkle proof from FDC. So again, for that, we need the round ID. Then we use the asset manager, the FAssets asset manager using the iAsset manager interface. And we're calling execute minting. When we call this one, we need the proof. Again, proof is very important that this payment on underlying chain has happened. And then we have response. So that is the proof data and collateral reservation ID. So this is very important information that we need to provide to FAssets system. And then we're printing the events. So let's see, we copied this one. Yes, collateral reservation ID should be correct. And target round, let's see here. So we have information back and our round was this one, yes. And as we can see that we get information back that everything was fine, and this is a bunch of logs, but here's the decoded proof in Merkle tree format. And again, the transaction ID, all the information is here as you see. So let's go and execute this script. Again, we have a command here on top. And all of that we're running on custom 2 network, which is test network of Flare. So let's run this command. So we see that prepared request was fine, but we get back from Flare data connector. And in the end, we have very important two events, which is redemption ticket created. So this is our redemption ticket, and minting executed. So we minted that much amount from to this address. So that is also important. All of those events are explained in our dev hub. What values do they hold? So that's it. So now we have minted XRP on Flare chain. So that means XRP. So yeah, so now we can head back to our slides. And you would ask about redemption. More in depth, we will see redemption in next webinar. We will go over the code together. But in short, after minting, there is redemption. So you can call redeem on asset manager contract. By redemption, you specify how many number of lots you want to redeem. In this case, we minted one, so you can redeem one. So essentially what it does, it burns FAssets. So we get ERC20 token on Flare. So it burns that and you get the underlying network, in this case, XRP. So the system then selects one or multiple agents. So if you have many lots, then sometimes there one agent can, for instance, you want to redeem 10 lots, then one agent can redeem 7 and another can redeem 3. And then the agent or agents in plural can send the funds XRP to you. Again, all of that is proven with FDC, and you need to prove that this payment back on underlying network has happened. So that is in short about what happens next after minting. And there are a couple of developer use cases for FAssets, but again, the imagination is up to you. So what there are developer use cases is accept FAssets. It means a ERC20 token, this widely known standard, in any of your DeFi app. And working with ERC20, there are countless of libraries that you can use or you can implement yourself. Then let it be trustless payments, swapping, lending, borrowing solutions, or any type of programmable DeFi app with ERC20. And that is very important, that you can unlock the XRP value in your DeFi apps using FAssets behind the scenes. And even users, they actually don't need to know that they're using FAssets behind the scenes. And some ideas that you can build on top of FAssets for infrastructure, like dashboards, checking what's happening on XRP, on FAssets, or with other asset classes. So that is also very important that we're looking into, and it can benefit the ecosystem. And on funny note, we have this Flare idea generator. My colleague Victor created this app that you can generate ideas, what you can build on Flare. So that is one funny thing that you can check it out. And in the end, I would like to take some time about resources. So we have a couple of links here. Again, this presentation will be available later to you. So there are two minting apps that you can use to mint FAssets. So that is, these are front-end applications if you don't want to interact with code. But basically, it uses these functions, these contracts that I showed to you in live demo. There are DEXs that you can trade FAssets to other tokens, and developer resources are dev.flare.network, and then there is FAssets section that you can check it out. There is very thorough overview about the system from concept perspective. So what is FAssets? What are the key roles? More that I explained in this presentation. I think that is very important to look into FAssets to get familiarized. In essence, it's quite simple system. You have XRP, you mint to Flare, you get FXRP. Once you want to get back to XRP, you redeem, and rest is up to your imagination. So that's why in this diagram, it's just the system, how it works behind the scenes. But again, there are moving parts, as we explained, as we talked about liquidators, agents, challengers, and so on. So there are some small things that you need to get familiar with, like what are the fees and so forth. So that is very, very important. And finally, we have reached the summary. So FAssets is bridge for non-smart contract tokens, assets like XRP, upcoming Bitcoin, Doge. So these are what we are looking currently. But we are launching XRP on Flare very, very soon. Right now, that is in Canary Network and Songbird, and also on testnets. FAssets is truly trustless. There is no central part of it. It's fully decentralized. All the Flare data connector, all the FTSO that you have been familiarized before in this webinar series, that is fully trustless. Like no one owns like central say in this system. Code is open source. It is available. It is audited. So that is safety mark for this system. And again, what I want to stress is that every transaction is treated as basically it needs to be proven. So every transaction needs to be it's not trusted, but system or like jointly with Flare Data Connector, it is proven that to be correct. And FAssets enable vast opportunity for DeFi. You can program and extend these assets, and basically possibilities are endless. And the thing is that you can use FAssets right now. We have guides. It's on testnet. Soon we will launch on mainnet. You can. We have already a couple of dexes there. We have minting apps available. All the resources are on our developer site, dev.flare.network. Or if you have any questions, please ask now or ask them later. And yeah, so that's it from my side. So here are a couple of links with QR codes, and you can ask right now the questions, and I will leave this QR code here. So this QR code is important that you can get the merge. So there will be a couple of questions, and our team will get back to the lucky winner in a week or so. So you don't need to rush right away and fill this questionnaire, but please scan this QR code, take a picture, and you can win this nice merch, which will be sent to you. So that's it from my side, and now I'm open to your questions if you have any. And while we wait for a couple of questions, there might be some questions which maybe haven't been answered, and and I think one of the first what I have been asked to is why XRP itself why can't you use in smart contracts directly? The thing is that XRP kind of lives on XRP ledger, so that is another network, and that doesn't have smart contract capabilities. A different chain, different working paradigm. So yeah, so that's why we built the FAssets, that you can unlock like these assets, starting with XRP, then Bitcoin, and so forth. Yeah, and please have questions on topic on XRP. So there is a question from Claudio. What are the most promising DeFi applications for XRP? Lending, staking, DEXs? I mean, I don't want to, say what you need to go and build, but everything is important. Like for instance, lending, borrowing. It's very, very important because just this asset class is sitting, and you can build a DeFi app for this one. Staking, yeah, staking is something that is coming soon, but I will not talk about that much. We have a bit more information about staking on our Twitter. Please go on Flare Twitter, and then you can read more. And that product is launching very, very, very soon, and that is very intriguing product. But again, you can come up with your possibilities to build yourself. And of course, DEXs always are important. You need to trade these assets. And yeah, while I'm waiting for answers, I maybe can explain more from safety perspective that I have been asked as well. Is it safe to use FAssets? And the thing is that how essentially the trust is ensured, and it is important that FAssets is using Flare time series Oracle and Flare data connector, which are fully trustless products, and Flare isn't controlling. The code is controlling these. How we get prices using FTSO, Flare time series Oracle, and Flare data connector, and that is being used behind the scenes in FAssets system. And maybe those who you are not developers and you are wondering how can I obtain XRP FAssets. You can go to minting apps. So those links are on our dev hub, also on our website, and you can use minting apps and mint XRP in this case to FXRP, and you can even participate in FAssets without being developer. And using these minting apps, you can provide collateral to agents and also earn some nice upside, nice fees with your native token. So as there are no questions, maybe I can explain another thing what was asked before, but we will check more in upcoming webinar, which is redeeming. So basically, how can I get back to real XRP if I have XRP FAssets? At any given time, you can redeem back XRP, FXRP to XRP using FAssets system. So the funds are not lost or something, and they are not locked. You can get it back at any given time. But about that, we will most likely talk in next month. But with this one, I would like to close this session. So you have last chance to take picture of this QR code, answer these questions, and the team will be back with you with a lucky winner next week. And yeah, with that, I want to close this session. Thank you for listening in. in live. Thank you for those ones who will check it out later, and see you in upcoming webinars or in live hackathons, or you can ask any questions in our socials. So that's it from me, and thank you. Have a nice rest of your day.